Held by Taliban for over a year. This is the shocking story of survival.
In one of the world's most dangerous regions, a story unfolded that few people fully understand. An American citizen disappeared inside Afghanistan, a place where control is fragile and danger is constant. For over a year, his fate remained uncertain. No clear updates, no confirmed details, just silence. And then suddenly, everything changed. He was released. But the real question is, what actually happened during that time? The man at the center of this story is Coyle, an American traveler who found himself in a situation most people would never survive. His journey into Afghanistan was not widely publicized. There were no headlines at first, but behind the silence, something serious was unfolding, something that would later capture global attention. Afghanistan is not just another country. It is a place shaped by decades of conflict, shifting power, and uncertainty. Entering such a region without full awareness of the risks can lead to consequences that are impossible to reverse. For Coyle, this environment became a trap, one that he could not easily escape. At some point during his journey, everything went wrong. Reports suggest that he entered a Taliban-controlled area, and from that moment, control was no longer in his hands. Encounters in such zones are unpredictable, and once you are detained, the situation becomes far more complex. For Coyle, this was the beginning of a long and uncertain chapter. After his detention, information became extremely limited. No regular updates, no confirmed location, no direct communication. To the outside world, he had almost disappeared. And in cases like this, the lack of information is often the most frightening part. Days turned into weeks, weeks turned into months, and still no clear resolution. Time moves differently in captivity. Every moment feels longer. Every uncertainty becomes heavier. For over a year, this situation remained unresolved. Life in captivity is not just physical restriction. It is psychological pressure, isolation, fear, uncertainty. Even the smallest things, light, sound, movement, take on a completely different meaning. This was the reality he had to face. What made this case even more unusual was the level of silence surrounding it. Major headlines were limited, official confirmations were rare, and yet, behind the scenes, something was likely happening. In situations like this, what we see publicly is only a small part of the story. Diplomatic channels, negotiations, and strategic decisions often remain hidden from view, and it is within those hidden layers that outcomes are decided. Traveling to conflict zones is not just risky, it can be life-threatening. Afghanistan remains one of the most unstable regions in the world. Control shifts, rules change, and outsiders are often seen with suspicion. For a foreign traveler, even a small mistake, being in the wrong place at the wrong time, can lead to detention. This is not a movie scenario. This is reality. Captivity is not only physical, it is mental. People held for long periods often experience fear, isolation, and loss of control. Days feel longer. Silence becomes overwhelming. In many cases, survivors say, the psychological pressure is harder than anything else. This is something Coyle likely faced every day. Foreigners in unstable regions are often seen differently, sometimes as leverage, sometimes as a risk, sometimes as a political tool. This is why cases like this are never simple. Behind every detention, there may be reasons we do not immediately see. When someone is detained for that long, release usually involves negotiation. It may include diplomacy, pressure, or indirect agreements. Even when details are not public, these processes can take months or even longer. This could explain the long delay before his release. Now consider this. What if he was never released? Many similar cases do not end positively. Some remain unresolved for years. Others disappear from public attention completely. This highlights how rare and important his release actually is. This story carries a clear message. The world is not equally safe everywhere, and not every risk is worth taking. Understanding where you go can be the difference between safety and danger. This is not about fear. It is about awareness.
Like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more real stories.